Hi besties, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tanner and this is my Esoterica, where I aim to bring you guys comfort and guidance from a place of comfort, my bed. This is going to be a timeless energy check for the Divine Masculine Collective, the Twin Flame Collective, their feelings versus their actions. So in this reading, we're going to be taking a closer look at your Divine Masculine, Collective's Divine Masculine, and we're going to take a closer look into how they're really feeling about the situation and what their next actions will be toward the situation. Or maybe not their next actions, but like how they're feeling versus how they're acting, if that makes sense. So how this reading will go is we will pull a Wisdom of the Oracle card for your person's feelings and their actions. Pretty good at giving like a general idea, general understanding of the energies around a situation. Then to get a little deeper insight into how they're feeling, what they're embodying, that sort of vibe, we'll be looking at animal spirit cards. Then we'll go ahead and dive deep into these oracle cards with a 3-card tarot pull. We'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll do clarifiers with 2 additional cards from a second deck. So we'll end up with 3 3-card readings for your person's feelings and their actions. And then we'll close off the reading with a piece of advice for you, our viewer, with a final Wisdom of the Oracle spirit card. Oh my goodness, a Wisdom of the Oracle card. This is spirit. This is animal spirit. So anyways, without further ado, we're going to start by looking and diving deep into your person's feelings, and then we will go ahead and look at their actions after that. So thank you, Spirit, for being here. Thank you, Collective, for being here. This reading today, we are going to take a look at our Divine Masculine's feelings for our collective, for our viewers. What is the Divine Masculine feeling when it comes to this connection? What is the Divine Masculine feeling when it comes to this connection for our Divine Feminine collective? What is our Divine Masculine feeling? Our viewer's Divine Masculine. Go the distance. So it seems like your person is feeling like, this connection, this situation, this relationship, they feel like it has the potential to go the distance. That's one thing I'm getting. The other thing I'm getting off of this is that they feel like they might have to do a lot of hard work to make this connection work, or to keep it sustainable. Because if you look, this is a desert landscape. There is no form of sustenance or anything to keep someone motivated. So, to go the distance in this situation would mean to traverse this desert with no sort of, water, no supplies or anything like that. It'd be a lot of work, right? But for the most part, I get that energy that your person feels like they would have to go the distance to make this work. But I also feel like, and it's not to say that they don't want to make it work, but, at the same time, while they know it might be a lot of work to go the distance, they know that this relationship has the capacity to go the distance. So we'll read from the book as well. Let's look at Go the Distance, which is number 47. 43, 46, 47. So the essential meanings of Go the Distance are endurance, strength, and the long haul. So the Oracle's message here is to bring your dream to life, you must think long term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Journey and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that your person has the endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry them all the way. Remain true to yourself. Their authenticity alone will keep them in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is theirs will never be withheld from them. Remember that. And so the relationship message here is you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. So they feel like, again, this relationship has the capacity to go the distance for the long haul. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. So it feels like your person is dedicated to, going the distance in the grand scheme of things, I should say. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So yeah, overall, it seems like your person feels like this relationship has the capability to go the distance, to go. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. You guys get the vibe. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please get an animal card for our collective masculine that we are tapping into here? How is this masculine feeling about our viewer, our divine feminine viewer? What animal card best represents how our divine masculine is feeling about our divine feminine? Thank you, Spirit. How is our divine masculine feeling? The zebra, and it came out in reverse. So I'll go ahead and read the zebra, and then we'll see what it says when it comes out in reverse. So the zebra is fire energy. So Leo, Aquarius, no, Leo, Sag, and Aries may be significant. Maybe your person is, or maybe you are one of these signs. Looking, I don't know. I want to say, because you can see this kind of triangle rainbow here in like the third eye area, I want to say that this person's having a spiritual awakening. And I feel like the zebra, just off the top of my head here, is like someone who is an individual and who really doesn't mind that so much. But since it came out in reverse, I feel like maybe your person is kind of struggling to embrace that aspect of themselves. Maybe they don't want to be an outsider here. As soon as I can find it, I think fires. Here we go. Here's a zebra. Yeah, eccentric, creative, and visionary. So zebras are the most precious of gems. They are young at heart, well-cultured, and have an undying curiosity about life. Being in the company of a zebra personality not only is a delight, but also opens our minds. Be prepared. Their potent magic is contagious, and you may soon find yourself in a faraway land, expanding your worldview while having a blast. Zebras also like to contribute to the global health through environmental or volunteer work. This card may be a hint to pack your bags. So it feels like your person is feeling kind of like blocked from this sort of eccentric creative energy. Perhaps when it comes to this connection, I feel like perhaps they feel blocked. When out of balance, because this came out in reverse, it says the zebra is jaded, pouty, and vain. So it seems like your person's kind of in like, feeling kind of jaded about the connection, right? At this present moment in time, even though they feel like it has the capacity to go the distance. So very interesting. So yeah, maybe you feel like also your person does have this capacity to be really, you know, curious and little wild and contagious energy here. But yeah, it seems like, when it comes to this connection right now, how they're feeling is a little kind of jaded, or, like it can't work out in a way. even though deep down they feel like this connection has the capacity to go the distance, right? Very interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the tarot for your person's feelings. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify these energies so far, this go the distance and this zebra in reverse energy, for our divine masculine collective, for their feelings toward our divine feminine viewer? Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify these energies about how our divine masculine is feeling? Okay, ready? Spirit, how is our divine masculine feeling? The High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, and Temperance. So when it comes to how your person is feeling, we got the High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, and Temperance. So right away with the High Priestess, this is kind of like the energy of secrets. It's about intuition, right? This is divine, feminine, spiritual energy, so kind of very receptive, also secretive sometimes. So I feel like, your person feels this kind of really spiritual connection with you, right? But, perhaps with this High Priestess, they aren't being very forward with it about, feel forward about it with you. I can't even talk, right? So I feel like your person, they feel like this really spiritual connection with you, but they're not being very forthright about it at this moment. The next card your person got, was the Ace of Cups. So this is all about a new emotional beginning or some sort of like new emotional realization. So perhaps your person has come to this sort of emotional realization that they want to have this new emotional beginning with you. They want to offer you like a cup of love, right? And then the next card we got was Temperance. So this card is all about transformation and finding balance more than anything else. So it feels like, your person is starting to come back into balance in some sort of way. They're reaching equilibrium, but Temperance is also about transmutation. If you see them, this angel, they're pouring water from one cup into another. They're like transforming. They have the symbol for fire here as well. And then if you look at the top, you can see their third eye. It looks like their third eye is opening, which reminds me again of this zebra. So I feel like, your person is kind of awakening to the connection in some way, shape, or form. But there is some sort of, resistance to maybe the, like the eccentricity of it. Or they're not allowing themselves to embrace this side of themselves where they can have fun and, be proud of who they are. But yeah, overall, I feel like your person feels this really strong spiritual connection with you. They want to offer you a cup of love, but they're in the midst of some sort of transformation and trying to find balance again in their life. So let's go ahead and clarify all of these cards, starting with the High Priestess. So thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify this High Priestess energy on our divine masculines side, their feelings, how they're feeling about this connection? Can we please further clarify the High Priestess? Thank you, Spirit. Please further clarify the Hierophant. Oh my goodness. I'm going to pull all the cards and then we'll talk about it. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify this Ace of Cups? Please further clarify this Ace of Cups for our divine masculine's feelings side. The Six of Pentacles. One more, please, Spirit, to further clarify this energy. The Ace of Swords. Juicy. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Can we please get one more clarification pull on this temperance energy for how our divine masculine is feeling about our viewer? Please further clarify this temperance energy. Eight of Wands and the Four of Wands. Okay, so right off the bat, clarifying this High Priestess energy was the Hierophant and the Six of Cups. So right away, this combination screams divine counterparts. So your person, the High Priestess goes with the Magician, yes, but spiritually, a lot of people say that she goes with the Hierophant, like their spiritual counterparts. So your person feels that you guys are divine spiritual counterparts. They feel this kind of soulmate connection with you, with these two cards showing up at the same time. The Hierophant is also energy of commitment and, taking relationships to the next level. And then further clarifying these, we got the Six of Cups. So your person's definitely, they're thinking about you a lot right now. They're having fond memories, nostalgia, all those good, fuzzy, warm feelings about you. When it comes to this Ace of Cups, it was clarified by the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So you got two aces here. So your person's definitely coming to some major realizations, and they want to have a new beginning with you. They want to offer you, emotional reciprocity with the Six of Cups here. Perhaps, in the past they haven't been open to being reciprocal with you, with your energy. They weren't really paying much attention to this relationships, perhaps. This relationship, perhaps. I don't know why I can't speak today. But yeah, it seems like your person has come to some big realization that they want to have a new emotional beginning, with you. And they want to have, they want to give you reciprocity. They want this give and take with you. And with this Temperance card, it was clarified by the Eight of Wands and the Four of Wands. So I feel like, as your person continues to come back into balance with themselves, there's going to be some fast forward movement and momentum towards you, because they want to make this relationship stable. This is also a marriage card. So your person got the Four of Wands and the Hierophant, which are both cards of marriage, on how they're feeling about you. So you definitely have this person's heart, even if they haven't really been showing it to you in a way that makes you see it or makes you feel it, because they see you as divine counterparts. There's no other way to kind of go around it. And they think about you a lot. They are really thinking about you. And with this Eight, this is fast forward momentum and movement. Also signs of incoming messages. So I feel like, as soon as your person comes back into like emotional balance and equilibrium, they're going to be making a beeline for you, divine feminine. And they want to make this relationship stable. They want to, celebrate with you. They want to come home to you. That's what this card is as well. Goodness gracious. So overall, I feel like, your person, your divine masculine, knows that this connection has the ability to go the distance. I feel like they know they also need to endure their sort of transformation, if that makes sense. Their awakening in some way, shape, or form, since we got these two third eye things going on with Temperance and the Zebra here. But they're not feeling comfortable in themselves with the Zebra in reverse energy. They're feeling kind of uncomfortable in their skin. Maybe usually they're kind of, the life of the party, everyone's drawn to them. They don't care what other people think about them typically, but this relationship has them sort of questioning themselves in some way when it comes to how they're feeling, at least. So very interesting, very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and look at their actions. So give me a second to just pick all of these up. Okay, so we looked at their feelings. Let's go ahead and look at their actions, their next actions towards you, Divine Feminine. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance so far. When it comes to this connection, what energies are surrounding our Divine Masculine's next actions? Our collective Divine Masculine here. What will their next actions be toward our Divine Feminine viewer? What will their next actions be toward our Divine Feminine viewer? Thank you, Spirit. Tell me why Go the Distance came out again. So I feel like your person's going to take action soon. If we look here too, a change in the wind was just where on the bottom here. So I couldn't make that up. The Go the Distance came out twice. You guys saw it. There's no way I could have made that happen. So it feels like, I get the sense that there's a change in the wind in some way, shape, or form. This card talks about storms that come along that kind of cause chaos in some way, but the aftermath, there's kind of like a cleansing and a clearing, and it gives, people the opportunity to grow and evolve after that chaos has, kind of settled. But very interesting. So it seems like your person's actions, I think this is more of the endurance kind of aspect of this card. So I feel like they're focusing on their own endurance and getting to their finish line. It's so weird that came out twice. But with that change in the wind on the bottom, here, I'll read that too, because that's like the underlying energies. So I feel like, if your person was focusing on they're going their own distance before, like for themselves, now there's a change in the wind, and perhaps your person is going to go the distance to get to you. Yeah, so with this this change in the wind on the bottom, it says the essential meanings are a sense that unseen change has been initiated, preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift. So your person is feeling a shift, likely, very likely. Uncertainty about which direction the wind will blow. So the Oracle's message for a change in the wind is it's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. I didn't even notice that the zebra was on here too. That's got to mean something, right? Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. And I'll read the relationship message here too. Relationships go through periods where partners seem out of sync with each other, and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has a change of heart and leaves. These rough seas offer opportunities for mutual growth, a way for you to understand your own heart better and to know what you need to be truly happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now, good will come from it. Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from drama. The air will clear and everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. So this energy is kind of underplaying your person's actions. So I feel like, there is a shift. There's going to be a shift in how they choose to go the distance. But, it seems like, they feel like they can go the distance with you, with this connection. And now it looks like for their actions, they're actually going to try to go the distance with you. We'll see what comes out in the tarot, if there's any sort of, knights or anything that signify that they'll be coming towards you sometime soon, Divine Feminine. But let's go ahead and look at the animal card for your person's actions. I'm so kind of flabbergasted that that card came out again twice. Now, if the zebra comes out again, we're going to have a conversation. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please get an animal spirit card for our viewers' person's actions? What animal will they be embodying when it comes to what actions they'll be taking towards our Divine Feminine viewer and their connection? Thank you, Spirit. What animal card is our Divine Masculine embodying when it comes to actions? The wolf. At least it's not the zebra. So the wolf is a pack animal, right? Their whole steez, right, is taking care of the pack. I know they're also, we have lone wolf kind of energy. This is earth energy. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what that what this triangle means. I know what it means, but so when it comes to how their actions, the wolf here is the guardian of family and tribe, activism, and ritual. So the wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. So it feels like, your person's kind of finally coming to a place where they can accept this connection, right? And everything that goes along with it. Maybe, family energy has been at play, and it seems like your person really values the opinions of their family and the people around them. So maybe that's why they've been hesitant to come towards you, because of what they think their friends and family will think. When in balance, the wolf is reliable, democratic, and fearless. And when out of balance, it says the wolf is judgmental and dominating. So it says here, to bring into balance, the wolf needs to practice letting go. So I feel like what this is kind of saying is that the actions your person is taking is kind of releasing the expectations that they've held, that have been maybe implanted in them, for lack of a better word, by the people around them. And they're kind of letting go of all of those negative, thoughts and beliefs that everyone around them has had when it comes to this connection that you guys share. But it says the wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. So yeah, I feel like, your person has been kind of held back by the people around them, their energy, all of that stuff. But I get the sense, again, with this go the distance, that they're kind of getting over it. They're getting over all of this stuff. I don't know, it's very interesting. And I think, maybe they've had, again, expectations put on them, maybe from their parents too. It's like my way or the highway kind of vibes as well. Because it says the wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. But yeah, overall, you know, it's practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. So I feel like your person is coming back into balance in some sort of way with this card. But they're kind of shedding, you know, the ideas, the thoughts, and all of that stuff of the people around them, which maybe, you know, contributed to them holding back from this connection before. Mm. I just read the cards, guys. All right, let's go ahead and do our tarot pull for your person's actions toward you. So this should hopefully give us, you know, some deeper insights into what will be happening next with your person here. Make sure my microphone's still on. Okay, cool. I had a couple weeks ago, I was filming one of the zodiac signs, the them and yous, and I realized too late that my microphone had died, so now I'm just very anal about it. I didn't know if I'm allowed to say that word on here, but so I did. Anyway. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please get some insight into our divine masculine's actions? What will their actions be toward our divine feminine collective? What will their next actions be? We got the Two of Wands. That didn't come out. It flipped back in. Our divine masculine's actions. What will their next actions be? The Five of Temperance came out again too. I'm shook. But I feel like, you know, since a lot of this is mirroring how they're feeling, that this means they're coming into alignment, which is ultimately a really good thing. Thank you, Spirit. Can I get one final card for our divine masculine's actions? The collective divine masculine, their actions toward our divine feminine viewer. One more card, please, Spirit. Ooh, the Nine of Cups. So right away, we got, oh my goodness, okay. So the first card that came out was the Two of Wands. So this is all about planning and plotting and trying to figure out and like stepping out of your comfort zone. You can see, you know, this guy is kind of standing here on in his castle, in his comfort zone. His walls are built up, and he's looking out into, you know, the world. He's got the world in his hand here, so he's trying to figure out, you know, how to step out of his comfort zone and explore the world. So I feel like your person is trying to figure out, and you know, twos are also about duality and choices. So, you know, your person can either stay where they're comfortable in their comfort zone, or they can take a step out of it by coming towards you. So I feel like that's the energy they're kind of in right now. When it comes to their actions, they're trying to figure out exactly what the next best thing to do is. Temperance came out again. So this person is very much in transformation mode. You know, they're finding balance, and that's what they're focusing on right now. They want to come towards you. They're trying to plan it out. They're trying to figure it out. But, you know, they really are focusing on trying to find balance within themselves is what I'm getting with this. And then with the Nine of Cups here, you know, this is all about, this is the card of wish fulfillment, of, you know, working hard and getting to a place where you can finally, you know, self-reflect and be proud of the work you've done. Like, you're emotionally fulfilled here. So I feel like, you know, your person is working on trying to work toward their wish fulfillment, whatever that is. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's, you know, financial stability. Maybe that's, you know, it could be a lot of things, to be honest. But, you know, I think when it comes to their actions, right, they're focusing on filling their own cups up right now. You know, this is a card of self-fulfillment, not the Ten of Cups, right, which is all about harmonious relationships and all that stuff. This is more individualized, if that makes sense. So, very interesting. We'll go ahead and clarify all of these. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please clarify this Two of Wands here for our divine masculines actions. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify the Two of Wands here? Please further clarify the Two of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. A lot of aces have popped out. And the Six of Wands. Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we go ahead and further clarify this Temperance energy? Let's further clarify this Temperance energy. Page of Wands. A lot of wands here. A lot of passion and excitement. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. One more card. Ooh. And the Knight of Swords. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we further clarify this Nine of Cups energy here? Please further clarify this Nine of Cups for our Divine Masculine's actions. The Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay. So right away, I'm clarifying the Two of Wands here. We got the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So there is some sort of new opportunity here being presented to your person. It could be like a new... It seems like, your person is trying to figure out how to plant the seed with you, right? How to plant this pentacle into something that will eventually grow and blossom into something beautiful, right? And I feel like, your person with the Six of Wands here, the Six of Wands is all about victory and success and being seen and celebrated for your accomplishments, right? So I feel like, your person's trying to figure out how they can plant this seed with you for something beautiful to grow. But they're also, I feel like, again, they've got a lot of attention on them with this Six of Pentacles or Six of Wands. Six of Wands, again, is all about being celebrated and seen, but some of the shadow sides of it are like egotism, lack of confidence, lack of recognition, feeling, unpopular, discredited, in that sort of way. So those are all the shadow aspects of the Six of Wands here. I feel like, again, your person is surrounded by people whose opinions, they really care about, and people who they don't want to upset, right? With this wolf energy, they want to keep the pack together. So when it comes to this, Six of Wands, I feel like they want to have this celebration with you. I don't know. Like, they're trying to figure out how to come towards you in a way that I feel like preserves their pride also with the Six of Wands. Like, they're trying to figure out how to come back towards you with bells on, I want to say, as well. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm going to pull one more clarifier for this because it's not 100% clear. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify the Six of Wands here? What exactly are we trying to say with the Six of Wands? Please clarify the Six of Wands. Ten of Swords. So with the Six of Wands and Ten of Swords, it's like, yeah, I feel like there's some sort of painful ending, some sort of cycle is coming to an end here with this Ten of Swords. Like, your person's kind of hit rock bottom in some sort of way, shape, or form. And I feel like it has a lot to do, again, with the people that are around them that make them feel seen. I feel like there's some sort of cycle ending with the people that your person surrounds themselves with. Because, again, your person's trying to figure out how to come towards you, how to plant this pentacle so it'll grow into something, fruitful. But yeah, there's some sort of ending here. Some sort of painful cycles have gone on with the people around them. When it comes to this temperance energy, this balance, we have the Page of Wands here. So this is, your person's, finding balance again, and also starting to focus on the things that that spark their excitement, right? Their curiosity, their passions. And I feel like, that's definitely you. There are a lot of wands in this pull, and wands are the suit of, passion and excitement, but also like, physical excitement, if you know what I mean, like sexuality and stuff. So, your person's definitely interested in you. And it's interesting, on the one hand, pages are planners, right? They're the students of their suit. So the page don't necessarily make a lot of movement forward. They're not about action as much as they are about, the thoughts behind actions, right? But, so, your person is kind of examining how they're feeling about you. They're excited about you. They're curious about you. They're curious about the passion you guys share. And then, we got the Knight of Swords. So this is all about someone who is, charging forward into the unknown, not afraid, not scared. Well, afraid and scared are the same thing, right? But, this is someone who's ambitious, who's, very logical and, thinks ahead. So your person, they're finding balance again. I think they're trying to find balance also in like how to come towards you, how to bridge this gap between, the passion and the excitement and the physical attraction, right? And then how can they, balance this with taking action towards you? Because you can feel something and be excited about someone all day long, but if you're not ready to take action about it, if you're not ready to really do anything about it, nothing's going to go anywhere, right? So I feel like your person's trying to balance these two energies, their attraction to you with how to, make something happen. That's what I get. But I do think that they want to come towards you soon, so especially because this is their actions, right? But in this moment, they're trying to figure out this balance between them. For the last row here, we got the Nine of Cups was clarified by the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit. So yeah, very much focused on emotional fulfillment and financial achievement. The Nine of Pentacles is all about enjoying the fruits of your labor after working, for a long time. This card is very much boss bitch energy, is what I like to say. She's like a precursor to the Queen of Pentacles, I want to say. So I feel like your person's very much focused on, and what's also crazy is they got the Hermit, which is number 9. So that's 3 nines. So 999 might be significant for your person's actions, but nines are almost, almost the end of a cycle, right? Literally almost at the end. So I feel like, whatever issues your person is working towards or working through, they're very close to the end of it with these 3 nines. So yeah, very much focused on emotional fulfillment and financial achievement. And they're also kind of like looking inwards and doing some sort of self-reflection about what it is that actually would make them feel happy and secure. So they're doing a little bit of soul searching when it comes to this stuff. So yeah, overall, Divine Feminine, it's crazy because I think, your person is coming into alignment, especially because this Go the Distance came out for how they're feeling and what their actions are going to be. And then they got Temperance twice on both sides again. So, they're feeling like they're coming back into balance. They're actively working on coming back into balance. They feel like this connection can go the distance. They're putting in the effort to go the distance themselves, endure and make it to their finish line. They're doing the work to, what I think, based on this reading, is kind of purging out energies around them, like we said, that are kind of making them second guess this connection, second guess themselves, because they really care about what people think. And it's interesting that, they're feeling with that zebra reverse for how they were feeling, I think naturally maybe your person is a bit eccentric and kind of out there, but they're feeling blocked from that energy, likely because of the opinions of the people around them with this wolf energy, because they do care about what the people around them think. But they're going the distance, they're doing the work to figure out how to come towards you, how to plant this pentacle in hopes that something beautiful will blossom and grow from it. Because with this Six of Wands, this being seen energy, they're reaching the end of a painful cycle when it comes to it. And yeah, they're focusing on, what's going to bring them happiness materially, emotionally, and they're reflecting on it. I feel like this has a lot to do with you as well. I feel like, they kind of see you as this Nine of Pentacles. They see you as their Nine of Cups. So, you're on their mind, Divine Feminine. You definitely are on their mind, and they're going through some self-reflection about it. And they're trying to find balance between, how they feel and how they're going to act on those feelings. Again, with this Page and this Knight. But they definitely, are having the urge to come towards you with this Knight. They're trying to figure out how to step out of their comfort zone, how to kind of let the people around them, let their opinions kind of go. Because when it comes to relationships and connections, the only people whose opinions matter are the people who are involved in said connection, right? So yeah, Divine Feminine, I hope that made sense. I hope something in there resonated for you guys in some way, shape, or form. This was my first time doing this sort of reading, so I'm working through the speed bumps. So thank you for bearing with me. And yeah, if it did, if anything in this reading sparked your interest or anything like that, please, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And now we will pull one final card for Spirit's advice for you, our Divine Feminine viewer. So thank you, Spirit, for your help and guidance in this reading. Can we please get one final oracle card for a piece of advice for our Divine Feminine viewer? What is their advice when it comes to this connection? Ooh, that popped out real quick, didn't it? Fork in the road. So Divine Feminine, it seems like you have a choice to make here. I feel like you can either, sit and wait for your person to show up, or you can take action on your own life in your own ways and, kind of release expectations surrounding this connection. Let's look at the guidebook here for Fork in the Road. That's number 13. Fork in the Road. So remember, this is your advice, Divine Feminine. So the essential meanings here are: take time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, and owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. So the Oracle's message is: every choice has a consequence. You've, Divine Feminine, arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well-worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice, and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. So when it comes to the relationship message for this card, it says, you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To open up to the possibility of love, or to remain isolated? To go deeper and commit to mutual passion, or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do, invest, and give, then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You will have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone, or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to the lessons you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart. So yeah, that's your advice, Divine Feminine. Make a choice. Do you want to stay closed off to this connection if your person does come back like they're planning to do? Or will you open up your heart to the connection anyway? I think, if this person comes back towards you sometime soon, they're certainly, again, making plans. They're trying to figure it out because they do want to have this new beginning with you. They do feel like this has the ability to go the distance, for the long haul. Um, but I think, you both need to come back together if that is what you want, from a place of being grounded and secure in yourselves, knowing what you want from this connection, knowing what you want from each other, knowing what your boundaries are, divine feminine. That's very important in this journey. What your person's boundaries are, all of that stuff. And it seems like, again, your person's very influenced by the people around them with this wolf energy. And again, with the Six of Wands and the Ten of Swords, the people who make them feel seen or validate them or whatever, they're going through a tough time with them. So, yeah. You got a choice, divine feminine. What do you want to do? You want to close yourself off to this connection, or do you want to stay open to it? And I don't think you'd be here watching this if you wanted to close yourself off from it. Just saying. But anyway, yeah, so be ready to make that choice, divine feminine, whatever it is you decide. Your person is aligning. I do think that, again, because of the mirrored images we got on their feeling side versus their action side. And yeah, they're trying to make the plans to come towards you. They're trying to figure it out. They're finding balance in how they feel versus how they act, again, with this Page of Wands and the Knight of Swords. But they want to come towards you, and they want to do it fast, and they want to do it quick, and they want to do it soon. Or at least, they want to find balance in this energy. So they're holding back, of course, with this Two of Wands. They're holding back, but they're in the process, right, of balancing this energy, of balancing their feelings with their actions. So yeah, just be ready for that choice, divine feminine. Whatever choice you make is going to be the right one for you, for where you're at on your path right now. That's what the book said, right, just now. So know whatever choice you make is going to be the right one. If you decide to engage with this person when they do eventually come back towards you, or if you want to just cut them off and continue on with your life, up to you. But yeah, we're going to leave your reading there. Thank you guys again so much for being here, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, take care. Bye.